When pioneers ripped into this valley over 100 years ago, the word habitat was part of a future language. They saw wilderness to be tamed, trees cleared, animals evicted before a living could be won. 2 generations on, and a growing surge of land custodians are replanting places like this. But they're discovering to their dismay that, unlike the trees, the animals are not so easy to encourage back. Some, however, are succeeding. People like Noel and Gwen Marshall.
Way back in 1984, we're sitting around one Saturday night having like a family discussion, and it's come up about beautifying the place, and the wife said, well, how about planting some trees? I said, banana trees. She said, oh, you must be joking. We've got enough of them now. And it went on from there that she just had this vision, I think.
Though the early settlers had been ruthless and efficient, the 80-hectare spread still retained a picture postcard quality, even when operated as a dairy farm. An earlier painting of the property provides an inkling of what existed so long ago. Diversification into bananas meant more clearing. The steep slopes were stripped. With the 2020 vision of hindsight, Noel now recalls some past decisions with a sense of guilt.
Well, some 30 years ago, a local sawmill, well, I wanted money, and a local sawmill approached me to sell this hoop pine. Well, the whole valley here was covered, and up the other gully. A lot of them be 100-year-old. These here now, they're only babies. They're only like the grandchildren, as the saying is. But the others would be 100-year-old. And I sold it, you mentioned this, there was pounds in day, 339 pounds. It was a lot of money them days, but I wanted money bad. But when you want a thing, but if I could kick my own backside still, I'd still do it. But regretfully, I think I'll make up for it, and I hope God lets me live long enough, and I'll more than make up for it.
So far, 10,000 trees have been planted out. Gwen's the researcher, identifying and collecting over 400 native species. Some have been scavenged from patches of remnant scrub. Most are from far-flung commercial nurseries. Noel's the workhorse, and it's Gwen's job to collar him after the daily chores.
Oh, he's bloody heavy. Bloody heavy. In the bananas themselves, there's no animals, but once you leave the bananas, we'll see they're in their thick grass and habitat, see? She's the thing, yeah, I'm only the work. Oh, it's well drained here.
He does all the heavy work.
What do you reckon?
And I go get the trees and pick them out and where they're going to go and everything. If they're in the wrong place, let the blame there. Sometimes you put them in the wrong place. You learn as you go along.
Noel learned the value of hard work early, one of 16 kids on a small farm. Of their 3 boys, only one is still at home, though son Paul's laid up with a rare allergic disease, unable to share the hard work.
Being housebound so often, not able to get my hands dirty like Mum and Dad, and just sitting there watching them and then putting so much work into it and being so much older than me, I thought, how can I somehow contribute instead of just watching? And so I thought that if I could do something along the lines like Mum's done with her plants, she has her list there and all the research she's put into it and cataloguing things, I'd do the same with the birds and the animals that complement those plants. And just take these books here, like this one here, of the brown honeyeater. It's quite a common bird, but the numbers on this place have grown dramatically by planting the right type of bush. They prefer, you know, small shrub thickets to nest in and whatever, and other honeyeaters like grevilleas and whatever to feed on. And you can look at particularly the grass owl here, a superb bird, and we happened to come across it 2 years ago and studied it for a while, and they're very, very rare, especially in New South Wales, and a beautiful bird, and they're the only owl in the world which actually makes a nest in the grass, a cone-shaped nest. Superb.
Put there a black bear.
This, I think blackberry will be the shot here, won't I think? Put some water here, just to make sure it has a good drink. Oh, and that's a lovely plant. Beautiful plant, that. Couldn't get better. Lovely. And I think it's pretty moisture there.
In addition to all the work, farm profits have been eroded by Noel's decision to exclude cattle. But his young trees come first.
Plenty of mulch around here, look at it. Ton of mulch here, look at it.
Protecting his new animals is not so simple. Early this year, Noel discovered a dead echidna and put it down to a neighbour's marauding dogs. Requests for the dogs to be controlled fell on deaf ears, and when 4 more echidnas fell victim, he did something completely out of character. Noel, who even balks at poisoning household rodents, threatened to shoot the dogs. He's fiercely protective towards his bush animals.
Take a look up there even, we've got one corridor even started there now. Well, give that a year or so, that'd be beautiful. Koala, we've had a few come down, but now we're getting the right food for them, for the native animals. Well, that's you've got to have, and if you don't have that, well, you're lost. The lovely little creek here, well, cattle used to cause a fair bit of erosion here, but now nature's taken over and healed, and I reckon it's wonderful. All of us don't take notice of nature and God's creation enough, I reckon. And I just envisage what it'll be in 5 years' time. I reckon it'll be even, it'll be wonderful. I'd like to make it like a real paradise. Not, you couldn't be as good as the Garden of Eden, but oh boy.